Cottman, Crawford, and the Jersey Guy podcast.
Hey everybody, Kenny Cottman.
Lewis Crawford.
And I'm Tom Ramage, the Jersey Guy.
Oh yeah. How is everybody doing?
What's up? What's going on?
Doing?
How's it going, man?
Yeah, man. So for our listeners, this guy. So Tom is still laid up. So it was really a beating that he got, not that he twisted his back, picking something heavy.
The wife taught him a lesson.
Mm-hmm. That is funny. Well, you feeling a little bit better, bro? Like you've been taking meds and shit? Have you taken any meds?
Just icy hot. What is it called? The Motrin or whatever. And of course some indica.
What about TENS unit? You using it?
Yeah, TENS unit too. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Excelente. So how you holding up, Blue? Everything else is peace? You good?
Yes, sir. Just chilling out.
That's what I want to hear.
Hanging out, man.
Yeah. Yes.
So what is our fantastical topic for the day, sir?
So tonight, right now, this episode is movies that have influenced you, I guess we'll say. So influenced, or you feel like maybe changed your life. And, it doesn't matter what movie it is, anything. It's like even whatever movie's like your number one. And I don't think you should use Half-Baked.
Well, damn it. That's one of my first ones I was going to go with.
What if it's an Arnold movie? Who is your daddy? And what does he do?
So I think that Tom's movie is a Schwarzenegger flick.
I think so. Maybe many of them, actually.
Yeah. Well, do you even have a favorite movie like?
I have a bunch. I have a bunch of movies that I like.
Yeah. No, like you don't have a favorite? Like one number one flick of all time is like your favorite. No? Maybe?
For me?
Yeah.
For me, I love too many movies to ever pick a favorite. There's just, I have to say, for me, I think one of the most influential movies that one of them for me, and one of my favorite movies of all time is the Back to the Future series.
Okay. Back to the Future, that works.
All
right, so then
that's a good one.
But why?
Why? Because even though it's sci-fi, but like just knowing that like you can you like it's not, things aren't fate. Like you can you can change your fate. Not saying like you're gonna go back in time, but like what I mean. Like it kind of breaks the whole idea of destiny. You know what I mean? Like you can change your destiny.
Right. So it's not set.
Yeah.
It's not set. You can go to a different timeline or whatever and fix it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. That's a good movie.
Do you have an idea?
For me, the first movie that really got me inspired to feel that was Rocky.
Really?
Rocky really blew my mind.
No shit.
When I saw that movie. That was a good inspirational movie.
Yeah, it's one of the best.
But of course I had other movies before that. Superman, Christopher Reeve, Superman.
Number
that
one.
Was one of my favorite movies.
1, 2, or 3?
The first one.
Really?
Superman.
That's wild.
That one too. Yeah, I saw that one there like 100 times,
so
at least.
I will say my number one movie that influenced me is It's a Wonderful Life. Because that's when I felt.
Great movie.
Yeah,
awesome movie. One of my favorite movies.
Right. So for me, that's what made me, I guess, think about how I was to people and how they would remember me.
Right.
So I used to make the joke, right, that I always wanted women to remember me. I didn't care about nothing else, women. So I would always treat women super nice. So that if for nothing else, that they could say,
he always treated a woman nice.
Kenny was nice. That's what it was.
He was a nice guy.
But so women, they just made me do, and I am what I am now because of women.
What's funny?
Different podcast.
What's funny about It's a Wonderful Life? It's kind of similar to the theme of Back to the Future. Like
it is.
The one thing could change so many things. Like if he had killed himself, it would be so much different than if he was still, he didn't.
Right.
You know what I found interesting about the movie? Try to follow.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you see the stars.
Yep. Talking.
And they're talking to one another.
Right.
So in other words, it was more cosmic. It wasn't necessarily.
Right. It was a little bit more religious,
But it was a little
sci-fi
sci-fi in there, a little bit.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
There was, even though they were
talking.
talking about God, it was still more of a cosmic thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which was
definitely.
interesting for that time.
Right.
And that movie, if you look at it and you go, okay, that's cool. I like that whole idea.
Yeah. I mean, it's well, that's what they say. What heaven is. Heaven is in the stars. God is in the
Right,
stars.
I get it.
Angels and all that other stuff. So that's what was in there. But I think that movie, I know for a fact that movie for me made me appreciate how I would be, because then I'm influencing people to do things. Which is like I used to work in foster care, and I worked in the kiddie jail, and I always tried to speak to the kids, give them, a little bit of respect, because that's what they felt that they needed. But, just to hear them out, to talk to them, and, and I said, just to people, people as a whole. I always try to listen, not hear. That's two different things. Jeez,
Yeah.
bro. Look, he was talking about you before, Tom. He's over here eating this fucking candy. Like this. Jesus Christ. But, when you put yourself in somebody else's shoes, or you just think about how you wanted to be treated, and then the influence, the things that you say to people that might change them at a later date, even at that moment, and it's a smile, a good morning, a good afternoon, hey, how's it going? Or just a wave, just a pleasant, any kind of pleasantry, and It's a Wonderful Life is that one movie for me.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that kept me on that, I guess, on that path. Yeah, I'm a motherfucker for certain things, and I have no problem with telling somebody kiss my ass, hug my nuts, it's whatever. But that I still try to, be that positive influence on people, because that's.
I would hope to think that I'm doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do.
You know what I mean?
You're
In
not-
some sense, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like the whole premise of that movie, just the way he went through all the motions and tried to figure it out.
Yeah.
And that whole time, Potter had the money the whole time.
Yeah.
And nobody thought to check to see if that swindling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because nobody would
Decrepit
have
old
thought
man.
about it, but only because the uncle was always forgetting something.
Forget some. So it was easy to put it on him.
Exactly.
Like that. But no problem. Yeah.
Yep.
It was a good movie.
And he still
Absolutely.
kept the movie.
You know what else is a good movie
the money,
too?
I mean.
Let's see, I said Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
Jaws was also a great movie for me.
Really? How
Yeah,
so?
because it was one of my first time go-to horror movies.
Yeah.
And I actually forced my parents to take me, and I wound up having to go out of the movie anyway because whatever. I was young too. Because when the movie came out, 76,
Yes. 75, 76, something like that. Yeah.
right?
I think so.
I think so.
Go ahead.
And I couldn't wait to go see this movie, and I was talking about it all day, and this, that, and the other thing. And my mother wound up taking me, and I had to be taken out. It was the part with the head coming out of the boat with the eye,
Right.
and that freaked me out. So they had to take me out of the movie. But from that point on, I loved the movie. It was like a
75.
cult classic. Everybody,
Yeah. Jaws came out in 75.
75. Okay. And I still watch it till this day. That's one of those for me. If I know it's a good movie, if I stop and watch the movie, even if it's in the middle of the movie, it's one of my favorite movies.
But now,
9 times out of 10.
But now, is that would we call that an influential movie for you, or is just that it was one of your favorite flicks?
Just a favorite, not in any way. No,
Yeah.
that didn't inspire me in any way.
Yeah, 'cause it
it,
didn't stop you from
totally
eating fish.
deterred me from going in the water. But,
And you still eat fish?
right. So yeah, no, it did the opposite actually.
Yeah, see?
Inspirational movies. Like I said,
Well, not so, like I said, something that
I
just
have
made me
another
think.
one.
Go ahead, what you got?
Shawshank
So
Redemption.
mine's actually going to be Forrest Gump, actually.
Oh,
Not only because
Absolutely.
it's a good movie, because it just proves that like you can do so much greatness,
Yeah.
and you don't have to be super smart or charismatic. Not just smart, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
you can be so much. You can do so much if you just really just put yourself, forward. So I always thought that was a good like theme to that movie. And it's just another one of those movies. Like you put it on, you just like
hell yeah.
You're watching it. Like if you're flipping through the channels before it comes on, you're watching.
Hell yeah. You just sit there and I like when he goes,
"Oh yeah,
I love you, Jenny."
I'm not a smart man. I know
but
what love
what
is.
love is.
Yes.
I can run like the wind blows.
Yeah, see, yeah. And
you got new legs, sometimes, man. You got magical legs.
Magic legs.
That's fucking awesome. That was it really was. It was a great flick.
Great movie.
Yeah.
I could watch that 100 times.
Yeah, all day.
And
no shit.
Just repeat the lines with no problem.
That's fucking hilarious. Now, see, so now we're talking like serious movies, but another movie for me that made me think, I guess we'll say, and it made sense, still makes sense to me. I've used it a few times. Smokey and the Bandit. When Sally Fields gets in the car with him, with Burt Reynolds, and they're driving. She's already taken off her dress and she throws it out the sunroof. Or the T-top, I'm sorry. And they're going and she's tap dancing on his windshield or whatever. And he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm singing, dancing. She tells him that she's from Broadway or whatever. And she starts asking him if he knows all these Broadway stars, all these Broadway people, musicians and such. And he's like, I don't know. So then he says, do you know? And he starts naming a whole bunch of country people. And she says, I don't know them. She says, what are you, like, slow or something? Like, how do you not know these people? He says, nah. Now, this is what the awesome quote is. Depending on what part of the country you're standing in will determine how smart you are. So for me, I use that for everything. So depending on what side of the desk you're standing on, the counter you're standing on, because you never know what somebody else is going through, what they know. You never know. I don't want to say so much naive, but you never know what's going on with other people.
And not everybody's going to like what you like.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So then you need to be considerate when you speak to people.
Right. I agree.
And so for me, that's one of those things. Because I said, we're born and raised on the East Coast, New York and Jersey. So Brooklyn and Tom and Jersey. And we're geniuses. If you talk about, getting to whatever, mass transportation, hanging out at certain kind of parks and doing things that we would only do on the East Coast.
Right.
But we're dumbasses when we go out west and we get to a farm and they're like, milk that cow. I'm like, the fuck you talking about?
Well, yeah, but that goes without saying, though. Right. I mean, that's anything.
Right. But then we would make fun of somebody for not knowing something. Not so much trying to be a bully.
They would do the same thing to us.
Exactly. So then, but then that's where the understanding comes in. I have to understand that they're from out west and they grew up on.
It's called ego.
I don't know. Would you really call it ego?
Yeah, it's called. I'm saying it's called that. So you don't have an ego. So in other words, if you want to understand, you have to say to yourself, "I have no clue how to do that.
Right.
I'm going to just let them show me because I'm not even going to act like I do.
Right. And you got
whatever it is.
Yep.
So that's ego is gone now. Ego is only in there if you think you can somehow whip through it or whatever, and then you make yourself look like an idiot.
Right. See, that's what I was saying. For me, it's just like movies that I said, that influenced me,
But I'm trying to think of what else that I loved growing up. I mean, I saw a lot of movies growing up. Planet of the Apes was huge. Yeah. It wasn't influenceable, but
no. Yeah, that was just one of your good movies.
My mother used to love to watch all the old, like the Ten Commandment, the Red Robe, Jesus of Nazareth,
right?
She loved all that stuff. No, those movies were great to watch because, it gave you their version or whatever it was, but the acting was really good.
Right.
It was just very serious type of drama.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of got into that stuff because of my mother and because she watched a lot of. She wasn't necessarily religious, but she just liked all those kinds of movies for that time.
Right. Yeah. Right. Good stories.
Like if I see the Ten Commandments come on with John Heston, I'm going to stop and watch it.
Right. Right.
Because it's just something I always grew up with. And you're like, this is a great movie.
I know. I'm changing the channel.
Right.
I'm like, I watched that shit too many times growing up.
I'm not saying I would sit through the whole movie. Yeah. But here's another great movie too. That would you say maybe a little bit inspirational? Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
It's a little crazy story, but it teaches you a lesson through the story, right? It eventually gets to a point where she figures it out.
Yeah, that they all figured it out.
Right.
Yeah, I dig that. I dig that. Yeah. What you got, Tom?
I'm gonna actually go and say The Breakfast Club.
Oh
wow, dude! I was watching that shit the other day.
Good movie.
The Breakfast Club. Yes.
Yeah, because it just goes to show that like the message of that movie is that like we all share some kind of trauma, which is like an episode that I plan on covering in the future, childhood trauma, and how like we all have our little cliques, in life. Especially in that age, in high school. High school is huge with cliques, right?
Right.
And then, when you get older, it still kind of happens. But you know what? Like when people come together, like, even though they came together because they had to because they all had Saturday school, but like they ended up all being friends in the end. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they all kind of shared the same. In different stuff, they had different issues at home, but they all kind of shared the same. They all share trauma, and they you know what I mean? Like they kind of like.
Yeah, they all had the same
trauma club.
Right, yeah,
right, exactly. They all had their freaking baggage from their parents, right? Whatever they.
Yeah, exactly. Because everything that they did in the movie, like why they got into trouble, was all for and or because of their parents.
Like one way or another. Yeah. The way they've been treated, the way they were expected to act,
The one girl, the one from Short Circuit, what's her name?
Not
she plays
yes.
I forget her. I can't think of her name either. It's bothering me. Anyway, she went there on her own because she was like. She was like she got no attention.
That's right.
She acted that way. She was neglected. Her parents never.
Right, so she wanted
the attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she went to Saturday school
and being shy at the same time.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah. That's freaking hilarious.
So you have the jock who was always being pushed to do more.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with the nerdy kid. He was always had these high expectations. He couldn't live with a A- or something.
Yeah.
Like that. He got, I don't know. And then, you got the kid who was the bully kid who was actually just like physically abused by his father, put a cigar burn on his arm. Like it covered like some serious shit,
Yeah, it did. Because what's his name? The little nerd kid, because he wasn't getting the grades that he thought he didn't get.
He tried killing himself.
With a freaking flare gun, and that's why they laughed at him in the movie, because he had the flare gun, and then it broke up the seriousness at that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think, but again. It was an influential. Well, for me, like I'm saying, I'm just thinking, it's a little bit of the influence because I didn't want to let my life be something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I did what I could not to be that way. That I said I wouldn't be like everybody says, I don't want to be like my parents. So I was trying not to be those parents, and I wasn't trying to be my parents. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Didn't work out that well, I guess, because there's still. But again, there are things that I pulled from my parents that I used on my kids.
Right. Eventually, you end up doing that.
Yeah.
You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
All right, that was the serious one. So now.
So I was thinking of, you were saying like inspirational.
Right.
So I think some movies can be, in some instances, have inspirational things.
Okay.
Even
Right.
Saturday Night Fever.
Oh, how was that inspirational?
The dancing, because that's what got me into it. When I saw that movie, I got into it from watching that.
Yeah.
And I did the whole thing, and I knew how to back in the
shit.
day. Yeah. So, but it inspired me to want to do that. And then I wound up getting into it. So that's how that came. That went from there. Right.
Yeah. Okay. That works.
Right.
I never even thought
so,
of it.
yeah. So, but
Never thought
overall, though, great fucking movie.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Can you dig it?
Yes,
I knew that you could.
Yes, that was a good. Yeah, I watched that a gazillion times.
Yeah, another great movie.
Yeah. All right, so now the cool. Well, Tom likes already the Back to the Future. So do you have another sci-fi flick that was like that you were digging?
Wow. I'm sure we're all gonna probably say like Star Wars or something.
Right.
Yes.
Star Trek.
Yeah, I'm the Star Wars guy.
Both. I like both, but
Me too.
I lean a little more Star Trek because that's my time.
Yeah. Well, but
I got into Star Wars when it came out, so it wasn't like I was, one of those people who were prejudiced. Oh, holy Star Trek. I didn't do that. My mind was like, oh shit, this is another cool thing to watch.
Yeah.
That was how I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was something different, a different story, a different
Because I'm big time Star Wars. Like, I love Star Wars. I love the storyline. Like, to me, I could see that as a reality. Even though Star Trek is more reality, like logically speaking.
They have their own things that.
Yeah, but I get it, Star Wars. I just dig that whole shit.
Right.
I dig just having the force, the power. You know what I mean? That some people are. But it's almost like there are some of us that we have something that somebody else doesn't. Not so much that we have a superpower, but that we have something that, you know what I mean? Like Tom could sit there and we could ask him a question and he can look it up real quick and explain it and understand exactly what the fuck he's saying to us. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, I'm like, yo, just tic-tac-toe. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that then for me, being a Jedi, like, I could be a Jedi.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
You know,
if you could do that, man.
It's like a fucking Jedi, bro.
Like the version of a samurai on this planet.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, that was a discipline. It was something that you know.
You had to be totally in.
Right. Yeah.
100%.
Right.
There was no ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
You want to be a master.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do.
Motherfucker. Yeah.
You know what? It's a funny one that someone pointed out to me. They said in Star Trek. In that, everybody is technically vegan.
Well, yes, because for the time,
because they don't kill animals.
They
make the food.
Everything was done through the replicas.
Like a steak or something, but it's a replication machine.
It's a replication,
right? Like that animal.
My God,
that's correct.
So technically, you're not eating an animal.
Holy
right.
shit!
Like when you're eating a steak or something, it's not really.
But it would be a replication of it, and it would be food based. Yeah. Oh, I mean plant based, probably.
Holy shit!
Most likely, of course.
Or it would just be made from the air. Like from just the atoms and stuff. Like it just replicates from nothing, you know what I mean?
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's pretty cool.
Fucking awesome.
My friend pointed that out to me. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He's like, that's why I like, this is one of my vegan friends. Like, that's why I like Star Trek better. I was like, all right.
Star Trek is a shit because they're vegan.
Well, you know what? They both have, for me,
yeah.
You have more of a fantasy thing with Star Wars.
Right.
Where with Star Trek, it's a little bit, and it has its own crazy stories, of course, and all that goes with it, but it's more, a little bit more serious.
Yeah, it's more reality. It's more
a reality based.
To. Yes,
right. Which is what actually Gene Roddenberry was looking to do. That was his whole idea of doing. He sees it. This will get us. If we can do this, we can get to the next level. Which is a way to look when you think about it. He was ahead of his time. He knew,
definitely.
For sure.
But
those were great movies to watch too. Those were kind of. I don't know. I would think if I was inspired by those movies,
right.
It would be like you said, like the whole thing with the Jedi, if I could do that. Or the fact that you can live in a time where they're able to do what they're doing in Star Trek. Like I always say, if I can come back during that time period when, when all this is going on, that would be great.
Yes.
My luck, I would get space sickness and I wouldn't be able to do it.
What's one of the things I like about the Star Trek movies too is like they kind of talk more about the culture of the different aliens.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the Vulcans have their culture and the Klingons have their, they talk about that. But like, what's weird about the Star Wars movies is like, there's no explanation. It's like, there's humans living on different planets, but no one says where they originated from. You know what I mean? Like there are other species in Star Wars that obviously like, so many different aliens, different species, but like there's humans, but like they don't all come from Earth. It's very weird. Like they come, like it doesn't make sense. No, they never have the origin of humans in Star Wars. Like
I never thought of that either. Yeah,
they just live on different planets, but no one says where their home planet is.
Right.
So weird.
So here's the funny. They would. It was a quickie little thing I was watching the other night, and they were talking about Star Wars movies to come out now are going to be prequels. So then we're going to get those origin stories and see where all those people are coming from. Yeah. So that it's a coming. It's a coming. Because, it's funny, they say, far, 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 far away. You know what I mean?
Right. In a galaxy.
Yeah.
But where are the humans
far
from?
That's
what I want to know where humans originate from in Star Wars. They never explain that.
Well, but now, if you think about it, everybody in the movies, no, not everybody, all of them, but most of the characters that you see
what was
are
the
humanoid.
That's it. So I don't mean to interrupt. Yeah. Hold that thought. The order, was it Order 66?
Yes.
Right? That was to kill or to annihilate the Jedi?
The Jedi. Yeah.
And I just saw a thing or a promo or something. I don't know if it was something that was, but it was on that.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to do a movie or something on that. Order
Oh, that would be
66.
interesting.
And I was watching this promo or something. I was like, am I actually watching the movie right now? Like, it was long. It was weird. I don't know. I'll have to look it up again. But you may want to look into that because it looked really cool. And the special effects were off the hook.
Well, they have an animated series right now called The Bad Batch.
Well, yeah, that's a good series.
Right. And it's animated, like I said. So people, you like the Bat.
Absolutely.
You go watch animation and then you could see this. And it's these rogue, I don't want to say rogue, but it's... So all of the stormtroopers had a chip implanted in their head,
right?
And then,
but these guys were like a special force or something. Right?
What ended up happening in that story was that there's more clones that the chip didn't work. So then when they turned it on with that Order 66, it didn't take. So that then they just kind of broke off and started to live their own lives and be independent outside of the stormtrooper stuff. So. I think I still have this series this season. I gotta watch that, but man. Yeah. So but humanoids are basically what it is that are running around in Star Wars in some shapes, some
screwing shit up. Form. Yeah, I know.
Well, no, I'm not saying screwing it up. I'm talking about basically everything is biped. So everything's walking on upright 2 legs, getting to whatever. There's not too many that are like too many crazy looking animals and stuff like that. Jabba the Hutt was probably the craziest.
There's some crazy funky characters in Star Wars.
No, but I'm talking about like just how they move around, how they walk. Like
they all have upright. They all walk.
Yeah, everything is.
There's some type of humanoid, but they definitely look.
Oh no! I'm talking about the looks. I'm just talking about like they, just how they up. So that then right. So that then, like they say, if we turn around and we went to Mars, we would be taller and skinnier because less gravity is not pulling on you. Is not the gravity isn't holding you down, which is why we're shorter.
I thought the gravity was equivalent to what it was on Earth on Mars, or stronger.
No,
I think the moon is a little bit different.
The moon is too. The moon.
Moon's a lot less.
I'm gonna have to see.
Look it up. Yeah, no, Mars doesn't have the same gravity.
Silly.
Yeah, I don't remember the number, but yeah.
I know Mars is smaller, so it will have less gravity. Small.
Less, but
a bigger planet will have more gravity. Like you die on Jupiter, or like if the gravity is like 150 times or something like that.
Right, yeah, that you just get
Jupiter
flat.
is a gas giant, though.
Right.
But I was always curious, is there any, like, if it's a gas giant, right, they say, like, Jupiter actually protects our planet from a lot of asteroids. Because Jupiter is so big, the asteroids in the solar system, when they enter the solar system, go to Jupiter just because it has a stronger gravitational pull.
Yeah. It's true.
So that means if they call it a gas giant, but inside there must be some kind of, solid form inside of it, right?
Yeah.
Because if there's just asteroids getting in it, they're gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Gotta hit something.
Yeah. Well, we'll send the guys from Star Wars or Star Trek over there and see what's up with that.
Or we'll take aliens from our few episodes ago. We'll take the alien spaceship.
Hell yeah! Go ahead.
You were right. Gravity of Mars is naturally a phenomenon due to the law of gravity or gravitation, by which all things with mass around the planet Mars are brought towards it.
There you go.
It's weaker than the Earth's gravity due to the planet's smaller mass. The average gravitational acceleration of Mars is 3.720.
Yep.
About 38% of that Earth's, and it varies general.
There you go. See?
Topography control. Well, they can still go in anyway, man.
Yeah.
So it don't matter.
Definitely. Yeah. All right. But go ahead, Tom. What you got?
They're going to, just saying.
Yeah. No doubt. All right, Tom, your movie.
Oh, you know what? I can't think of another one.
Really? I can think of it.
There's so many, but like I just can't think right now. So many. I can't think off the top of my head right now.
All right, cool then. So, action movie, Tom. What you got?
Silence of the Lambs was a good movie.
Silence of the Lambs.
Scary movie, but good movie, right? That movie scared the piss out of me.
Yeah. Bro. Oh, so you want to do horror flicks?
Well, any movie. I think.
So Tom,
if we're talking movies, why can't we just talk movies?
Well, I was just saying because we're doing I was going through some of the genres.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I skip over?
Okay,
you see what I'm saying, motherfucker?
Did I do a triple dog there? What the fuck happened?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, you did. So action movies. Oh man, I have to say my favorite action movie. It's a sci-fi movie, but it's an action movie. It's got to be Terminator 2. That's the best.
Terminator 2. Yeah. Yes.
That was a very good movie.
Hey Tom, who acted in that?
I liked Aliens.
It was on the props and they go,
He got him started now.
There he goes.
Yes.
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue on top of the endoskeleton. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
That was in part 2. I thought that was one. Oh, no, that was part 2.
That was part 2. That was in the beginning.
Yeah, that was.
And then the third one, like he went into a gay bar and he like talked to the hand.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that shit.
That's right.
Yo, that is fucking hilarious, man. That is too funny. What's your
Aliens was for sci-fi and those kind of action movies.
Yeah.
For me, was really good because they seemed so real and they were so scary. Just the way he can you imagine something like this happening?
Yep.
Right? I mean, it was just so realistic in the sense that if you ran across something like that,
right?
Or he's always talking about aliens and things like that in different places. You know, you might run into something you don't want to fucking run into.
Yeah. That's a good. I mean, it was action. It was sci-fi. It was horror.
Then to come find out later on, of course, it was us who created it.
Yeah. No.
An android.
Oh, yeah.
It was an android.
No, not an android. No, not an android.
It was.
That created aliens?
He when you watch
Prometheus, right?
Prometheus,
but that wasn't
explains
an android.
that he's an android. The one that was on the planet by himself.
I remember him being an android.
Yeah, the whole time he was an android.
Now I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Yeah,
I remember him being an android.
Yeah. And he just,
I thought he was just like a strong human.
Yeah, he was an android. And because she put him back
I
together.
remember they woke him up. He was sleeping or something like that, right?
No,
not that guy. I'm not talking about the alien itself. I'm talking about the guy who was on the ship.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That they showed him in the beginning. Yeah, when he did the story.
Right, the whole thing.
Yeah,
so if you got to kind of watch it again.
I'm gonna watch it again then because I didn't see him as an android. I saw him as just a
remember at the end
sacrifice.
he got split apart.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I saw him more of a sacrifice because he took that.
No, but now he went with her over in Prometheus. The next movie,
right?
They went to his planet, to that planet.
There was a part 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see part 2.
I didn't see part 2 either. I got to see that.
Oh fuck! I didn't know there was a part 2. That's why I'm like.
Yeah, but what was the first one that came out?
Is it called something else? It's not called Prometheus, but it's another name.
What was the first one that came out?
The first one was called Prometheus.
Right.
And
what was the second one that came out after that?
I don't even know. You're telling us that.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it. I gotta find it.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, you guys got me. I didn't even know
that. Explains this a lot.
Well, because then that goes into Predator. It goes to Aliens and Predator. Prometheus. How they all just kind of if you watch them all, you'll see how they kind of all link up and shit. Yeah, but that's a good sci-fi movie, bro. I like that a lot too.
Definitely.
That was a good one.
Yeah, because you know what? That's the thing. Like you don't know. Like just because we assume aliens are smart, intelligent species, but what if they're like killer species, or what happens if they're just like these giant insects
that
have acid blood?
Yeah. What if Men in Black is true? You know what I mean?
Oh, that. You know what? That's something that freaks me out all the time. I don't look at postal people the same ever again. Remember the second movie when he goes in the, when they have to, when they had already erased, what's his name's memory?
Right.
And Jay?
Yes, Agent J, yeah.
Agent J's memory, and they went to the post office and fucking Biz Marquee, and he starts rapping to it by the time he opens.
He does it back too. Yeah.
And I'm like, and then one guy takes his mask off, and he's got he's got stuff like that.
Hold on, we're losing you.
Yeah, we're losing you, bro.
Slow down, man. Don't get all excited. Are you there?
Sorry, yeah. I lost my headphones.
Don't be swinging your arms around.
He swung. That's what happened. He unplugged himself.
Yeah.
So the other one was Alien Covenant.
Oh.
And that explains a lot.
And that's part 2 of
Prometheus. Yeah.
Okay.
You got to watch that.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a good movie.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, it's not like
and you'll be like, what?
Yeah, did you know what? That makes it sound. Now I'm gonna have to take a day off of work just to watch.
There you go. Why? Just day off, just to hang out and watch movies?
Why not? I did that one time. I went to go see the Avenger movies. I went to the first 2 Avenger movies.
Oh, you just took off for work?
And I went to the movies all day.
That's a good thing to do. Screw it, man.
Yeah.
Who says who can tell you who can you use? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's it, man.
That's right.
So we're going to do comedy movies now?
No, we got to do the action one. No,
we're still doing action?
Right? No, we did.
We're still doing action.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, comedy movie. You're right. I lost track. Comedy flick.
Well, that's easy.
Oh, really? Go ahead, Lou.
There's so many of them.
No, you said it was easy, so you got to pick one.
I'm going to say
I
Young
know,
Frankenstein right off the bat.
Who?
Young Frankenstein.
Oh, Young Frankenstein. Okay. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah. I'm going to say Groundhog's Day.
Really?
Yeah. It's one of my favorite of all time.
One of my favorite movies, too.
Yeah, no, I'm on Blazing Saddles.
There you go. Love that movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
I love that flick. The bestest is...
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Comedies.
Yeah.
God. There's so much.
Yeah, Young Frankenstein, though, was freaking great. Walk this way. That was the good shit. That was the good shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Groundhog's Day is still my favorite. I know the movie word for word. It's one of those movies, like I said, if it's on TV, I'm not turning.
Yeah.
Which is bad on Groundhog's Day, because I think, was it TBS? As the joke for Groundhog's Day, they just keep airing it over.
Yeah. Dude, it was great. Yeah. Wait, they do it now, TBS?
I don't know if they still do it. I think that was who was doing it, right? One of those stations, or USA did it, where just from midnight to midnight, it's Groundhog's Day.
No shit.
Over and over. 12 times, it's 2 hours, right? So 12.
Well, that passed already, though, right? So we got to wait till
I didn't know that it happened. I didn't even know that shit.
Wow, that's crazy.
Fucking hilarious.
That is good.
That is great.
I haven't had regular cable for a few years. I remember they were doing it. Every year they would do that.
Yeah, that's like
one of the stations.
Is it USA or TNT that does on Christmas Story?
Oh, they just keep playing it over and over.
Christmas
again.
Story, 24 hours.
Shoot your ass, kid.
Yeah. I love that.
That's great. Are you kidding me?
That's great. Young Frankenstein and oh geez, I just forgot.
Don't forget about
Groundhog's Day. Yeah.
What about
The
you?
Jerk. Remember the Jerk?
Oh my God! You ever see the Jerk, Tom?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was the greatest
What's
shit
his
ever.
name?
Steve Martin.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Good movie.
That was a good
Up in Smoke.
Up in Smoke. Yeah, you're going back to super classics.
Well, if you're going to talk about movies, I got to go back to when it started for me. So 70s up, right?
Yeah.
80s would probably be like E.T. and
E.T.?
Police Academy, right?
Police Academy.
Right?
Yeah.
What else? Porky's.
Porky's, yo. They call her
Animal House.
Animal House.
Yes.
I watched the scene. I showed my wife the other day. The scene from Animal House when he's on the stairs and the guy's, and I've got my lady da.
Yes.
And he takes his guitar and he smashes it off both.
Yes.
And then he just hands it back to him.
Yeah. There you go, bro.
That's great.
See a comedy movie, Blues Brothers. I love the Blues Brothers.
It was an okay movie.
Yeah, I think it's great. See, now here's another thing for me with Blues Brothers. People always talking about there's a movie, which movie has the greatest car chase scene. I say it's the Blues Brothers.
Probably, yes.
Right. But no, if you listen to people who are really into this shit and all that other, they go with Bullet with Steve McQueen.
Okay. You know what? I would have to watch that to see it.
Yeah, I watched it.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
You watched that movie?
Yes.
If I've seen it's been a long time, and I wasn't really big Steve McQueen guy. I mean, I knew who he was. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
nope.
I have to check it out. I would have to watch that.
I'm like,
what was it? The French Connection? Is that the one that has the longest?
Dude,
is that the longest? Or is that the best? Or is it the longest?
I think it's the longest. I think it was one of the longest. But that was a great scene too because so Tom, he does oh my God, what's his name? That did the movie French Connection. Gene Hackman.
Oh yeah.
Right. So Gene Hackman, that was in Bensonhurst. Under the L.
Oh, really?
Yeah, under the B train. What used to be the B train. Yeah.
New Utrecht Avenue.
New Utrecht Avenue.
My mother said she watched the scene on 62nd Street. They did a thing on down the staircase.
Yes. So
I was a baby in a carriage when that movie came out.
Well, there was a baby in the carriage that he almost ran over.
No, but I'm saying I was born. I was a little kid.
Oh yeah, no. I know.
Time, right.
It could have been you in that movie.
Oh man.
Ooh, that would have been it. You would have
Maybe that
stunned
explains
baby.
the trauma.
You would have stunned baby.
Yeah. Now it makes sense.
Yeah, that was another great movie though, man. That was a good action flick. That was a really good action flick.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was in an old neighborhood. And, in Bensonhurst, because that's where I graduated high school from, in Bensonhurst. And he drove by the school and everything. I wasn't there when it happened. That was before I was in high school. And, Yeah, but that was a good one too. That was a really, really good one. Warriors.
Come out and play.
Yes, that was an awesome movie. Great flick.
Yep, that was good. Come on.
But that was a cult classic. I think Warriors was a cult classic. Like Pulp Fiction. What was the other one, Tom? We were talking about before, a couple of days ago. There was a cult classic that we were talking about. Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. But those are great flicks. Cult classics are freaking awesome movies. Like that's you recite the movie. You're sitting there, hey, so now no, it can't be. I was gonna say like the sci-fi, like Matrix and stuff like that.
I was just thinking Matrix.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a cult classic though.
Sure.
It's a cult classic.
You think so?
Oh, it's a cult movie. Oh, I would think.
Absolutely.
I would say it's reached
People
that.
are pretty.
Matrix, and don't forget the original Matrix movie was in 1999. That's 20-something years ago.
Already?
24 years. Yeah, 24 years ago, the first Matrix movie.
Wow.
1999. Yep.
Yeah, you see? And it's funny because now I know, some of our listeners, they're going to be like, oh, this movie, oh, that movie. So I hope you guys, send us messages on social media and stuff and tell us what yours were.
Yeah.
And,
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because, man, like I said, there's a whole bunch of movies. Like I said, Matrix, I watched the first, but I'm into the action. See, I'm into freaking all the Fast and the Furious movies.
No inspired me, bro.
Uh-oh. Dude, here we go. This guy, you ready, Tom? He's going to touch
here we go.
It's one of my favorite movies for the day. It really touched me deep. Deep. Charlotte's Web, bro.
This guy, you see, go to bed, bro.
This is a great movie, bro.
Charlotte's Web. That was, to me, I couldn't even sit. I hate saying that. I don't think I've really sat and watched that whole movie in its entirety.
I did.
Like, I'll watch the beginning, fall asleep, catch another time. I'll watch the middle, fall asleep, and catch the end at another time.
No, I actually saw that movie in the theaters.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, yeah.
No way.
It was one of my inspirational movies.
No way.
The whole time.
Bro. No way. Fuck that, Charlotte's Web. What the hell, man? Jesus Christmas. Yeah, no, I can't say
We
that.
did mention Planet of the Apes before, though,
Yeah,
right?
Planet of the Apes was you filthy animal.
Right.
Yeah.
Get your damn...
Yeah, that was a good film.
Actually, it's a good one to do? I don't know how much time we have, but what about favorite superhero movie?
Okay.
Oh, well.
Well, that's
Mine is going to be... Mine, I know you're gonna. I know what you're gonna say, but mine is the original Batman, 1988 Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think that's just because of my age. That was like I was like the first big superhero movie when I was a kid.
Yeah. No. What's yours, Lou?
Well, it's Superman.
Superman. Oh, you just said that. Yeah, Superman. Superhero movie for me. So I was digging Wolverine. I was a big X-Men.
That's what I was going to just say.
Yeah, but I'm saying so that then for me, Wolverine, X-Men movies, I think were the greatest. I can't think of any other superhero movie. I was like, oh, that was awesome. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's gonna have to be another
I think the great thing about the movies now, whether you agree on the storyline or whatever it is, but as far as the special effects, they're incredible now compared to what we had when we were younger.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So now it makes the movie seem so real, with them doing, what they can do now.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It's just, because look at an old film that we watched from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably pick out what they did in the movie or how they did the special effects. Yeah. You might be able to see the flip of the screen or something. If
you watch the Star Wars, you can see the spaceships and everything. And you can watch them kind of like go across the screen, and there's a lighter square of space around them as it goes across the screen.
Right.
And now you can't even see that whole thing. And that's why Steven Spielberg...
Because they remastered it and all that, right?
Well, no. But I'm saying that Steven Spielberg did the movies the way that he did them because there wasn't the technology didn't exist to make the movies, the other books of the Star Wars saga.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that then he did the ones that were going to be the easiest to make. Then when technology came, remastered the old ones and kind of redid some of it or edited it better. And then he had all the other ones. And that's why 1, 2, and 3
Spielberg?
came out. Yeah. I'm sorry, Lucas. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a minute.
George Lucas.
Yeah.
Lucasfilm. Sorry, my bad. But yeah.
Wow, man. You, of all people? Would
yeah, I know. I'm sorry,
That's
man.
amazing.
I was thinking of...
That's extraordinary.
Yeah, it's extraordinary for sure. That is. But then, you know what? That's what's going to have to be like our next... not our next one, but a topic again, more movies stuff. You know, and that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that our listeners,
right,
you know, hit us up, let us know some movies, and we can compare and definitely go back and forth and see what
absolutely, for sure.
That would be fun. Yeah. Matter of fact, we're gonna try to do we're gonna do a live like on we said Facebook or Instagram? Instagram live. We're doing to do an episode.
Right.
So
yes.
We will let everybody know when, and we'll post it up and whatnot. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yes, so most definitely it's going to be fun. That's going to be a good one.
That's for sure.
Yeah, so we'll try to make something interesting. Matter of fact, any ideas, again, message us. Let us know.
Yes, and thank you, everybody, for listening. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yep, tell a friend, pass the word.
Absolutely.
Yes. Spread the word. Cottman, Crawford, and the Jersey Guy. We are the shit. Not we are shit. We are the shit.
Okay.
We're the bomb.
Shit. We're the shit.
We're right. We're fun, man. We laugh, we joke, and we want to hear from our listeners. So I appreciate everybody. So, but with that, everybody have a good night, good week.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you guys later. Love, peace, and hair grease.
Live long and prosper.
And go vegan.
Holla.